gracious host for the hot seat, Greg Cardone.
Welcome, everyone, and welcome to the hot seat. I'm your host, Greg Cardone, and as always, it's a beautiful day to have an interview. Today, I am really excited to have this guest on. He was the one that Grinders was scripted for. Basically, the movie was wrapped around him. I don't know how he did it as a first timer, but today we welcome Duane Red Brockmeyer.
Thanks, Greg. It's great to be here with you.
Now, you played a pivotal role in the movie as Billy Rakestraw. How did you get yourself prepared for that?
Quite by accident, actually. I was kind of pushed into the role by our friend and director, Andrew Heller. He told me he wrote this role around me, and I told him I didn't want to do it. And through a course of a few months, I showed up on set, and now it happened.
It was definitely an interesting way you handled it. Now, do you act like that in real life?
Actually, when Andrew told me he wrote the role around me and wanted me to be an actor in his feature film, I'd worked with Andrew behind the scenes a couple of times, and because of my truck is a bigger star than I am, Andrew called me and said he wrote this role around me, and I told him no for quite some amount of time, and he actually kind of tricked me into doing the proof of concept.
And so that definitely gave you a little bit more idea that when the feature film came on, how you were going to portray the character.
Yeah, well, when Andrew called me and tricked me into this role, I showed up with my truck and a lawnmower, and he told me, park your stuff here and makeup's waiting on you. Here's your first few pages of script. And I saw all the people waiting on me. It was like I was committed to it, and it really made me feel special, and there was no way I could let Andrew down then. And yes, once I read the script, it's not exactly me, but it's got a lot of me in it.
It brought some more of your inner Billy Rakestraw out of Duane Red Brockmeyer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I got to bring out the person that I secretly wanted to be and get away with.
A little bit of, you had a little bit of Dexter in you.
There was a lot of
Dexter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, we had some pretty long hours, a lot of working days, to get it done. And you were in a lot of scenes, and, they went on, and it had to bring a lot of, the inner Billy out of you. How did you feel, being on set that long?
My favorite expression about those long days they were the worst days of my life that I enjoyed so much. When you start getting tired and worn out, it brings out the real person in you, because uptight and trying to control, but it was really interesting to watch all the professionals around me work and help me make it through those 16, 18-hour days.
Yeah, we definitely had some long days there. And when you weren't involved in a scene, how did you get ready for your next scene?
Well, I was fortunate in that I had professionals working like yourself.
Thank you. Thank you.
If you weren't in the scene, I wasn't in the scene, we would go off. Maybe we'd hit the crafty table, we'd grab our script, and whether you were in it or not, you would help me learn what a professional would do to help a newbie. And look, I came into this as green as the green screen that we film in front of. I there was there was nobody on set with less experience than me, and that includes some of the BTS. I was fortunate enough to work with Andrew on a couple of shorts before, and I was BTS, and I learned a lot about how much work it is. And it's just amazing how much it helped me working around a bunch of professional people.
That's great because every we were a team. There was a lot of us, and
We weren't a team, Greg. We were a family.
that's true. That's true. You're right. And in order to make it work, everybody has to share their experiences. And like you said, we did have a lot of new people on the set. And as long as these people, the new people, and including yourself, if you listen
Very good.
and when we were going through a scene, in order to get reactions from each other, if you say it like this, I can definitely get a real reaction. And if I say it like this to you, it hits you. And that's really what you need. So we weren't just spitting lines out at that point.
No, it actually became a true interaction.
Yes.
It wasn't acting, it was being the character and having the behind the scenes coaching to be able to be the best character that you could. And I had so much help with that.
And you know what? And the end result showed in the final product where, again, we weren't just reading lines, and when people are reading lines, but when you can get that emotional inner feedback that brings out what is needed, then we succeeded and everybody succeeded. And I worked with a few new people, and I said, if you say it like this, I'm going to respond this way, because that's what would really tick me off in real life like that. I want to also congratulate you on your winning Best Supporting Actor. And, we'll pop a picture of it up here. And so how did you feel when you were notified of that?
Going into this feature film, I wasn't so positive that it was going to go anywhere. But after 52 awards, 51 not including mine, look, it was overwhelming. I I have no words to describe how good it felt to have somebody completely green in the industry garner an award like that from an international festival. It was just overwhelming.
And that's the feeling that you should get, because everybody goes into making a film. Oh, this is going to be an Oscar winner. Well, there aren't quite Oscars in the indie film market at this point.
I didn't win that award for myself. The entire family we had helped me win that award. And it really wasn't strictly for me. It's for grinders.
And you know what? And that's the beauty of it, because nobody was selfish in this movie. Everybody wanted everybody else to do well. The movie wasn't about me, because there you are with the axe coming out of my head.
We did our part to make this happen, and I'm so very proud that we were all so able to work so well together to bring this to where it's already come. And hopefully we've got another staircase to climb.
Oh, no doubt. Well, we have a surprise clip that we're going to share with the audience. And you, because that's what we do. We should share clips. So we're going to run the clip. And when we come back, I want you to kind of explain what went on in it and how you prepared for it. So let's go take a look.
God damn it, Bedford, that's the third one this week. All for a fucking taillight? Son of a bitch. Parking tickets, speeding tickets. When will this shit ever end? Son of a bitch.
Well, if you would have attended to it or just paid that last bet, I'd be inclined to let your sorry ass go. Better not be open, Billy.
They're not. What do you think I am? Stupid?
What's that smell?
It's grass, you ass.
He's my little cleanest, he's my little.
Better not be the illegal kind.
See, here we go, Greg. I told you my truck's more famous than I am.
Oh, yeah. That truck got a lot of mileage on it. No pun intended. That was a good scene to be in with you, because it was a little bit more intricate than it just looked like. So give me your, insight on it.
Look, now, as Billy, I'm anti-law, obviously, and now I got this other ticket for a tail light on my POS truck. He's mad at me. I'm mad at him. We hate each other, and we had to set up for this scene a little bit. We had to stuff my truck full of parking tickets and speeding tickets and whatnot, and it really brought out, I think, the core character of who Billy was. He really didn't give a snot about what was happening around him as long as he was doing what he wanted to do, and got to hide what he did from the sheriff. It did take a lot to set up that scene.
Yeah, we play in the movie. We definitely, there was some animosity. Whenever you saw me, you were like, oh, what did I do now? You like, because every time I saw you, you were doing something you weren't supposed to do. And I wrote you a ticket. That's why you had a glove box full of all tickets. And
we stuffed that glove box so full, watching them pop out of that glove box on multiple takes was so much fun.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good. We're going to take a quick break here and listen for one of our sponsors.
Promotional consideration paid for in part by Nuggo's Wonder Nuggets. Sie sind wunderbar.
Gotta love Nugget the Wonder Dog.
Nugget the Wonder Dog. He is going to be in the sequel. He is going to play a pretty interesting role, for a dog. Maybe he can be the new Lassie. We don't know, but we figured, let's put it.
most of the Lassie dogs were male as well.
Yeah. So, that kind of worked out. I'm kind of glad, maybe we can make them a little star and really bring, actually Wonder Nuggets is something that we have an idea to come up with. You never know. People see them on there and
Great entree.
I don't know if people can eat it, but I guess once we start manufacturing it, we're definitely going to have to sample it. That's for sure.
You've got a built-in mascot.
Yeah. He's going to make the red carpet, no doubt about it. Again, going back to, this being your first film ever, and it being a feature film, other than, you're involved in the proof of concepting here, what advice would you give to any newcomer? Because there's a lot of people that want to get involved in the film industry, especially in Florida, independent films. Can you give them a little insight, how you felt, how you prepared?
Well, Greg, I actually fell into this by accident, just by being very good friends with our director and fellow actor, Andrew. He asked me for my truck for a scene. I volunteered to work behind the scenes for free. Bring my truck. It just so happened that while we were behind the scenes on the first one I worked with Andrew, they were shorthanded, and I just jumped in. Knowing absolutely nothing but paying attention. And I think that's the big thing. If you want to get involved in this industry, volunteer a little bit, toe to cord, pay attention to what's going on behind the scenes, because people are paying attention to you, and the way you act in real life, just like me, might play into this next script they're writing. It could work out as well for you as it did for me and for my whole team.
You never know. And, I ask people, my friends, people I know, hey, do you want to be an extra? Oh, I don't know how to act.
You don't have to. Volunteer and you'll meet professionals. Like I got to meet you and Andrew and a lot of the other people on our set. They will cut you through if you show the earnest and the effort.
Exactly. And I was like,
the help you deserve if you present like you want the help.
It's not about acting. It's about being yourself. And I started as a background party goer for a local film. Actually, I was able to see the producer's monitor off to my left because we were in a living room. Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey. And we were in a living room. It was a beautiful old 1920s house, and they had, big screen monitors in the dining room right next to us. And I was directly behind both leading actresses, the talent. You never would have seen me. I took a step over so I could see myself in the shot. Well, it was, so as much as they were going to do
That's kind of funny you mentioned that, Greg, because I was BTS on a short that Andrew did called Trailer Park Tales. Got stuffed behind a toilet in a bathtub for a while, and I did manage to sneak myself and my screen into that scene.
Stop blocking me. Commercials, everybody wants FaceTime, and this girl, Josh, said, you need to stop blocking me. I pushed her out of the way. I just you need to move over. Stop blocking me here. But sometime if that got my first 3 seconds, otherwise you never would have seen me because they edited every close. Oh, we're going to close up on you. Oh, I want you got a beard. That was all on the floor, so you just have.
But you got noticed.
I got noticed. And it makes.
And that's what it takes. Volunteer, work hard, get noticed.
That's it. And if you're nice to everybody, hello, I don't care who you are. If you come on set and you say hi to everyone,
eyes
thank you.
And ears open and feet running, you'll make it.
And that's all, that's what it's all about. I want to thank you so much for being on because, doing these Grinders interviews brings back so many memories of what we did. And I don't get to see you. We talk on the phone, a little bit here and there, and everybody's doing something. But,
we live miles apart, but
you know what? It's only a phone call away.
We'll never quit being the family that Grinders started. And when Grinders 2 goes as hard and heavy as Grinders 1 needs to, and will, I hope to get to work with you again.
Oh, we definitely will. It's going to be, it's Grinders 2 is going to be far beyond Grinders 1. So if Grinders 1 got as far as it did, Grinders 2, just the whole story is.
Greg, I hate to bandy around the words cult classic, but
it's been used, and that's what we're hoping for, future cult classic. So with that said, we're going to move on here. We're going to get another shout out from our sponsor, Nuggos Wonder Nuggets. And again, thank you very much for being on the show, and we'll see you at the movies. That was another great interview. It's always fantastic to go back and interview your cast and crew and bring back memories. So if you could like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you want to be on the hot seat, please send an email to thehotseat813@gmail.com. Subject line, I want to be on your show. Billy
Rakestraw.
All about Billy.